Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So we've just got word that we are getting a new ban slash restricted list coming mid-January. On the Twitter page, they've already been blowing it up. English version, though, has announced that there will be a delay. So, of course, there's going to be a delay for English. What else is new? But no, English version, it will get the same changes at a later date. So it says mid-January for the Japanese version. So whatever they have that is relatively recent seems to be getting a hit. So we've had this before happen in the past. This isn't anything new. We've had a restricted list last year where we got Argomon and Hidden Potential hit. When did those get hit on there? It was roughly about a month and a half to 2 months after the set had released for them for, I believe it was BT4. And then how that applied to the English was that, yes, that ban list was in effect, but it didn't take effect for English until 2 weeks after the set actually released, and then it went into effect. So we did have some time of getting to play those decks at the full power like they were intended, and then the effect went into, or then the list went into effect. So I'm expecting a whole lot of a similar kind of outcome to this. Whatever they hit, we will get to play it for a time. And then, of course, it will go the way of the buffalo, and we will lose access to something. Now, people are just having all kinds of crazy speculations. People are already making some knee-jerk reactions of what they're expecting. We got DPP here, and this is his predicted list. I think he was just trying to cover as many different colors as he could, just giving a couple examples of each. I don't know how serious he is about Nanimon, but yeah, so they're here. People are already going crazy on what they're expecting. I'm not going to show all the comments and things like that because I'm sure something in there will probably get me defunded. But I just wanted to kind of give my 2 cents to it. I wasn't planning on making this video, and I was literally in bed whenever the announcement came. So I thought I'd get back up and go ahead and record this and get it posted for you guys. Just kind of going in what I'm thinking. So whatever is causing this is probably something that's been a problem for a couple months, and they're seeing it being very repeated. So I'm thinking whatever it is something in these 2 sets has become overpowered. And now it could be related to a card previously, and I'll get into that. But something in these sets here is not being used as intended. And so I'm just kind of going through looking at what's been powerful. We've seen a whole lot of blue hybrid. So Kakumon here is really cool because he stuns. You Digivolve on top of the Kumamon that already trashed some Digivolution sources. He gets to stun something. That's not game breaking or anything. Stunning something requires a little bit of a setup. Not too busted or anything like that. So that was one of the targets I was looking at for blue. Next, we jump down into yellow. What's been, pretty popular in yellow is, of course, the Zephyr package. We've got the yellow hybrid stuff going on here. We've got the level 5 that seems really good. I will say that some people are speculating this for a 1-cost Evo getting to recovery 1. There's no stipulation to this. You don't have to be at 3 security or less. It happens. For one Evo cost, that's pretty good. There's a bit of a setup requirement in the Evo chain, but that's really it. So I do see the argument for Jet Sylphimon. I don't want to see it because I think it's a really cool combo that you can incorporate into lots of yellow decks. But it is something to maybe keep on the radar. I don't think it's game breaking though, okay? It is good, but it's not game breaking. Again, we're just kind of looking at what's been terrorizing the meta. What we've seen just set after set just be really good. And with later sets, normally they expect power to creep to occur, but one of these decks just isn't accepting the power creep. And why is it still the best deck even though we've got 2 sets later? That's why I was looking at BT7 so much, is because I felt like it's something in here. It's something in this set is breaking the system. Eismon is kind of one of those issues where it's being used in pretty much every purple deck that's out. just getting to play this for free. Just, as long as you got a scatter mode in trash, you can just keep all of your like discard effects for purple. Like that's supposed to be the balance for purple, that it has tons and tons of draw power, and the payoff or the balancing part is that you have to discard something. But when they have so many discard things that all just get great effects for being discarded, maybe that could be part of it, is the Eismon. I know some people are looking at it. I think it's really cool though. I think it's a really cool card. I don't think it's been breaking the meta though. Purple's doing decent, but it's not like just terrorizing like crazy. Now, a card that does get used a ton, and tons of decks are kind of building around it, is Susanomon. So this can be splashed into any deck, any tamer deck, or any deck that has lots of tamers and lots of hybrids can really take advantage of this. 7 cost Evo to get security attack +2 and a when digivolving to delete any Digimon of your opponents. That's really good. That's really strong. Now, by itself, it does take 10 cards in trash to get this like ability here, where we can digivolve on top of a level 6 for 7 Evo. What makes this guy busted? Hidden potential, right? But in our case, it's going to be Mega Digimon Fusion. Yes, Mega Digimon Fusion is one of those culprit cards that I'm really just looking at hard. A 0 cost option that can reduce the Evo cost by 6. That turns that Susanomon into a 1 cost Evo level 7 with security attack +2 and deletes any Digimon on field. Now you can either go into it normally on top of level 6, or you can digivolve on top of a tamer. That's very, very like universal in all the things it can fit into. And then you just toss in, a couple Mega Digimon Fusion, and boom, you're off to the races. Now with like Analog Youth being also a very generic card, it's a white tamer that can fit into any deck, and it can do great in every deck it's put into. Now it makes really easy running Mega Digimon Fusion, because you're going to have that white tamer on field to be able to play this. So getting this card and combining it with something like Analog Youth, that's just a no-brainer, honestly. So this card, and it can be used for so many different decks, for so many different strategies. It's like hidden potential. At least hidden potential kind of made sense. It was only for green. Only green got to be really good. Whereas this, it's like, well, yeah, it's really strong. It's really powerful, but it's balanced in the fact that it can go into any deck, into any color. Any deck can get, use out of this. So at the same time, it is powerful. It is a little busted. It's busted for everybody. Everybody has access to this because it's a white card, and you can just, like I said, toss in a couple Analog Use and boom, now it's live. It's I don't know. I think it's kind of a fair card in the fact that everyone can use it while it is being incredibly, incredibly strong. Now, if we go and look at BT8, BT8's been out for a pretty short amount of time. We haven't really seen anything too crazy in that it just like completely breaks the game. We haven't seen anything just take off yet. Now, Imperialdramon has been doing really, really well, but it's not really due to any one card. I don't think there's too many different variants to the deck to really like narrow it down as a one culprit. I don't think like Paladin mode is really good. It's a little bit of a power creep for the game, but again, I don't think it's like too crazy busted. It is very, very strong, but it's not like ban worthy. And again, the BT8 just hasn't been that long enough to really see if any of these cards are going to really do that. Some people have been kind of shouting at Chimeraman a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think he's too bad. So I don't think it's anything from BT8. I think it's whatever is in BT7 here that's doing too well for too long, just tournament after tournament after tournament. I think that's going to be our culprit. And the only thing that like really splashes across, as in tons of decks is just the Susanomon to me. So I don't think Susanomon himself deserves a hit. I think it's just going to be Mega Fusion that's going to take the brunt of this, and probably take a limit. I mean, I don't think banning is ever the answer. I think taking cards down to 1 or 2 is fine. Taking Mega Fusion down to 2 though doesn't really change anything. You're still gonna run it mostly at 2 anyways. Taking it down to 1 though really like limits it. You're not gonna build a whole strategy around using this card like Lilith Loop does with it. You know, you really use Mega Fusion in Lilith Loop, and I think that's, you know, again, one of those things where we've just seen it being used, and it's like been a whole like linchpin in tons of different decks, is this one option card. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. That's just my prediction. Let me know what you guys think. You know, if you have any, you know, not just something that, you know, you don't like a certain deck. Like, think of a card that's actually like, man, that card gets used a lot, and it's really strong. It's really strong, and really like bumps certain decks like way beyond what they normally would do if they didn't have that one card. Like, think of a card like that. Let me know.